Do it.
I should be.
Finally.
I should be
He's-
streaming.
He just motivated him by saying you'll kill some Swedes.
Okay, all is already live. So
I've just given up.
Ollie, I will give you the best Swedish Slex slaves.
Slex.
Yes.
The
Wait,
best
so who's
Slex.
streaming, me or Ollie?
I'm streaming right now.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It says it's offline.
Yes.
it's online for me.
Oh,
Is he
really? It
streaming
says
via his
it's
YouTube channel
streaming
right
right
now?
now.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It says it's offline.
Yeah, again, it's your problem. I'm
No,
really
it's
loud.
good. Hey, it's live. We're good.
Yeah,
Everything's
Nine-Nut, you're
good.
live.
Everybody's equal. Everybody's like equal audio. We're good.
Oh my
again,
god.
probably.
Fucking easiest. Just this is what we needed from the start.
Everybody's,
this-
equal audio.
My head.
Okay. Alright, guys. Oh my god.
All
I
right.
was about to break down crying.
I think we're
Okay,
good to start
guys.
this thing.
Okay, let's start off with what we are. What are we right now?
This is Shit Palace.
There's 8 of us, so
This is the fucking Magnificent Shit 7, and we're doing a first podcast called the Shitcast. Okay, roll call.
roll call. All right. Are we gonna do like the little roll call song? I don't remember how it goes.
No, we just
Like,
say our names.
My name is Carter.
Okay, roll call.
I'm 6 foot.
Vader meme.
Venom Jupiter.
Who's next?
I know, just silence.
Vader meme.
We got through 3 of 7 people, and then roll
Okay,
call
how about
ended.
this? Let me do it. We got Venom Jupiter, Nine Nut, Dark Helmet, Palpamine, Vader. Sorry, Lord Heroicus,
It's
Carter
Vader
Lacey.
meme. Don't you dare.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Just shut the fuck up for a second. 6 foot
Your hero.
Fuck you. No.
I
Your
will
name,
put you back
your
in
name
the
on
suit.
the tag is Lord Heroicus.
Holy.
At least I'm not gonna call you Herocious. You better fucking
Oh,
watch
son
out.
of a bitch.
Ferocious. God.
Lord
Heroicious.
Holy.
Okay, so basically, yeah, this is our first time doing this. This is a mess, but hey, it's the shitcast, so it works.
Yes, it's the ultimate name for how poor the quality of this.
It
This
fits
is going to be.
perfectly. I think we already set the standard when we named it. So,
Yep.
okay, basically, what we should say is, how did we all meet?
Well, yeah.
In the
We met through Hello Greedo by joining his Discord server, right?
We met through the Living Force. Or in my case, the Schwartz.
Shut the fuck. The force
I'm
has brought us together.
I was a homeless man on the street, and then Carter went up to me and kicked me in the throat. Nine started laughing, and then 3 years later we became friends, and then we met with these other cunts in the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept.
Sounds
I,
about
uh,
right.
I couldn't help but just blow everyone I saw, so I was in rehab and they saved me.
Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
Palpameme actually helped me end my kicking homeless people in the throat addiction.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
He was-
that's
he was-
that's
he was
pretty
my last
serious
one.
because I remember you kept on killing homeless men.
Yes.
I still like getting my Schwartz twisted.
I can make that
I mean,
happen.
we all got our
Oh,
things, man.
please.
Okay, so the
I can hear myself right now through the stream. I'm just gonna turn off this
Hey, you
watching.
might wanna-
I just muted it as well. Wait.
There's 7 people watching. I just muted the podcast.
It's probably all of us have the tab open.
Yeah, it's probably all of us. We're the,
Yeah.
we're the watchers.
Yeah, I kept on hearing the echo during the whole thing. I'm like, what the hell?
I might close out of it. I don't know. So, do we want to start talking about the Last Jedi then?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
let's talk about the Last
Yes.
Jedi. Okay, I'm gonna probably go last.
Oh no, wait. Okay. Now we need to do this in an orderly fashion. We'll
Okay.
have Carter start.
I have a list of like how we're gonna do this. So would you like me to orchestrate it? I don't want to be like the.
Oh
host
yes,
or
please go
whatever.
right ahead. If you already have a structured plan, please go.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the first question: how many times has everyone seen the film?
Once.
Once.
Okay, hang on. We've got how many times has Ollie seen it?
I've seen it twice.
Jubear,
One.
Helmet,
One.
Palpameme,
twice.
Vader,
One.
and 6 foot.
1.
Okay, so we're between 1 and 2 on everybody. I guess I'm just gonna go in the order of how I see you guys lined up in this call. So I'll start with Ollie. Ollie, I want to know your biggest pro, your biggest con, and what you overall felt about the film.
My biggest pro of the movie was by far the all scenes with Kylo Ren and Rey, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fight.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the fight with the Praetorian guards was just fucking amazing. Um,
I just say something real quick. I want to put spoiler alert in the title.
Oh yes, yeah. We're gonna
Yeah,
talk
that's a
a
good
lot,
idea.
of spoilers. I mean, I feel like the movie's been out for like what, a week, so people should at least expect it. But we'll still.
Nah, there's still people that haven't seen it because like opening weekend wasn't that long ago.
all right, I've
Yeah,
updated the title.
not as many people are as lucky as us.
We just
That's
get like
true.
a chat flood say, "What the fuck, spoiler, spoiler."
Not
spoiler."
everyone's like, we're gonna order our tickets months in advance for this
Yeah.
shit.
Han
Um,
dies, everybody. So here we go.
Han dies. Spoiler
Alright, let's
alert,
kick it back on
Luke loses
topic.
his hand to Vader.
I saw the Last Jedi on the 27th of December, so no, not the Last Jedi, not the Last Jedi, the Force Awakens. Shit.
I was like, what?
Get fucked.
I really liked that fully nude Kylo Ren scene.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, with his
Oh,
grandpa
yeah.
pants, where it was up to like his tits. I liked that. I was like, damn, I want those. Those
Those are
looked
grandpa
comfy.
pants.
Low the
Okay,
power. Ramp
So
up
wait, Carter, who's next for the pro con?
All right, next up it is you, Dark Helmet.
Oh, well, the thing I liked least about the film was how they did the Force. It's like when I saw Leia float off into space, I'm like, oh, so this is how they put her out of the film
That was
entirely.
the worst scene ever.
Yeah.
It's like I thought, oh, she'll put her. They're going to put her out of the film. I go, oh, that's nice. Now we know that there's closure and there won't be any CGI in the next film or any dying off screen. And then fucking, I see this Mary Poppins bullshit out of nowhere, and I'm like, and me and my mates were just like, that's not how the Force works. That was my low. My high of the film was actually two, like with Ollie. Any scene with Rey and Kylo, I thought were very strong moments in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I also liked, believe it or not, the way that they gracefully sent Luke out
Yes, I
at the end
agree.
of the film.
I saw it twice opening night, and both people I saw it with said that they did not like the way Luke was killed. I think they did
I
that
agree with
perfectly.
that. I agree with them. Luke. I feel like they just did it weird. It was cool when he was like the apparition and he was fighting with Kylo, but then it was like, I don't know. I feel like they should have just not done that. I feel like if they were to have him actually there and die, that would have been interesting. But like, he used the Force and it was too much and he died. That's like,
No, I don't think that
I
was it.
know.
I just think it's like Yoda. It's just he was ready to move on, and then he became one
Well,
of the living Force.
Well, fucking Yoda was old as fuck, and like Luke was still like not old.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the way I see it is like, Yoda served his purpose, like Obi-Wan served his purpose when he evaporated. Like, I guess evaporation is what happens when you're
I don't-
nice and
See, I think
Served
just
his
because they
purpose.
killed off Luke, that he's not going to be out of the film forever.
No.
I think he's going to be in Episode 9 as a Force Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
That's
think
my
even Mark
prediction.
Hamill said that he wasn't. He wasn't.
Oh
really,
no, Mark Hamill's hated everything about this about this whole new trilogy. He's hated everything that happened with Luke. He hated what they did in The Force Awakens. He hated what they did in this. He's like, that's not Luke. Blah 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 blah. And
I agree what they did. I agree with him with the Luke thing. I feel like he was wasted.
you know what? I do agree with that, but I understand the reason as to why they did it and the reasoning behind it. And it's kind of one of those things. Oh well, we can't bitch about it. Disney's in control. What we
Yeah.
think doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my take at least.
that makes
What
sense.
I want to know is what happened to Luke's hand after he evaporated.
Lost the hand to his daddy.
It's just sitting there on the rock. It's just like, the helpers there are like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god. Okay, who's next? Damn it, I gotta return to the call. I've got like 8 tabs open. Okay, Jubear,
Okay, I
What's-
want to
what's
start off.
your-
It's
go ahead.
I am iffy on the movie. It was good, but it wasn't like amazing. It was all right. I have to say I'd give it a 6.8. That's how much I was like, yeah. There's some scenes that were just kind of useless, like and also fucking you guys know who Benicio del Toro is,
Mhm,
right? He was
mhm.
like the Steve guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah. DJ.
That entire part of the thing was kind of weird. I know they had to somehow put Finn and Rose and shit on the ship, but I was like, they do the little beacon thing, and he's like, yeah, fuck you guys, and like, yeah, but Leia, oh my god, she did like a couple of things, but that scene in space really made me cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I laughed so
No, yeah,
hard.
totally,
I
totally
laughed.
agreed.
yeah. There's a lot of like parts in this movie that made me laugh when I feel like I should have been like sitting there solemnly, and I don't really like. I'm not gonna pin this on Ryan Johnson. Like the dude's only made like one studio film before this, I think.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to defend him as somebody who's in film school, as like he's a Star Wars fan. He just tried making a Star Wars film in his own way, and like I understand it's like the biggest franchise of all time, and people are gonna have their expectations. But like the
Yeah.
dude did what he wanted to do, and
Personally, I don't think most of this was his decision. I think it was mainly higher ups putting pressure
oh
on
yeah.
him.
Also, well, that's the thing. I was watching the Red Letter Media review of it today, and they were saying like there's probably going to be like 20 ghostwriters on the film besides him. Like he's not the
So-
only person who wrote this movie. So
Yeah.
So
I'm not entirely going to pin this on Ryan. But real quick before, go ahead, Venom. I
I'm
have
still-
one thing I want to bring
yeah,
up, but go ahead.
okay, I want to talk about the Yoda ghost thing. That was cool. I don't
Yes.
understand how
Yes.
he's able to get the lightning out of the fucking sky and hit the tree.
Fucking Dragon
That
Ball
was
Z
kind of-
bullshit.
I feel like there were some parts of like where it's the Force and it was showing. It's like
Hmm.
that was never explained. They left a lot of stuff. Okay, they tied up a couple of loose ends that shouldn't have been tied up in the second movie.
Yeah.
Like the Snoke thing, and then they left a lot of loose ends, like new loose ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I understand why people are like really pissed off on it. I'm one who's kind of iffy about it, but I don't understand why people are like signing petitions to make it non-canon. I'm like, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah. I have to bring this up before I forget. Can we talk about Rose ruining Finn's sacrifice?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
Oh,
that
that
was-
pissed me off. I'm like, this is a
Mhm.
nice thing. He's
Yes.
doing such an amazing thing. It's a heroic thing because it shows change from the beginning of film of him supposedly running away, being a coward,
Mhm.
like how Rose stopped everyone else. And it's just like, to me, it's like this whole pseudo love thing, you can call it. I feel is just far too forced.
Yes.
I would put it akin to Anakin going to the dark side in episode 3. It feels far too rushed and forced. They don't have
Yeah,
enough
like-
time together on screen. It's like the Rose character, I don't feel that she's very flushed out as a character.
Same, I
And-
agree with that.
It's just I don't think she's annoying like everyone else makes her out to be. I just don't think she was given enough screen time.
So
yeah,
what
it's-
about that
yeah, I
casino
agree with
thing, man?
Oh.
I feel like it kind of contradicts like in the beginning of the movie, Finn's like about to get in the escape pod, and like she kind of chews him out for being selfish and whatnot, but she stops him sacrificing something
Yeah.
for and for what?
Yeah. I don't hate her character nearly as much as everybody like I've seen on the internet. Like I honestly don't hate Rose. I feel like her character was just completely underdeveloped, and like what they were trying to get out of her, that whole
Well-
storyline didn't work. The casino
The-
like bit did not work.
The Finn and like thing where they're releasing the horses with the cruelty thing. I felt like that was a little too preachy. You know what I mean? Animal cruelty, and then like the kids and
It's
shit.
like, it's like this is
So-
coming from a,
Yeah, we
from
have
a
Tiny.
franchise that had. Oh,
So
sorry,
Tiny
go.
Tim's. I was gonna say Tiny Tim is a Jedi now. So how do you guys feel about that?
Is that his actual name?
No, no,
Please
no,
tell
no,
me it isn't.
no, no.
Oh, that little kid at the end of the film.
Yeah, little broom boy, Tiny Tim.
He's a how's he a Jedi? He just used the Force once at the end of the film, and all me and my friends said that how why would you do this?
No, I'm just making a joke. I've kind of come to accept that like apparently it's like a symbolic ending for
Yeah.
the Force, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I think he
It's like-
looks a little bit too like real life-ish. He actually looks like a tiny little English boy from the 18th century,
Yeah,
but
you know,
like
it's,
whatever.
I think
So
you guys
it's
pop
not-
his pro
it's
and
my-
con.
I want to throw my my turn out right now. I want to say what I did like was the Kylo thing where he was just like he made himself out of that, and I thought it would have been kind of cool if Rey was like, okay, let's join forces, because that would be like something you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Who's
It would
next?
be, yeah.
I think we should let Palp go because he seems to like the movie the most out of all of us. I want to hear him give his case.
My favorite part is when Kylo's sitting in a room. Vader comes up as a Force ghost and sucks his dick.
My favorite too, man.
We made
You
it like
watched the
15
XX
minutes
parody
without a
too?
joke.
Wait, what?
You just ruined the whole flow of the podcast.
Fuck you.
Dude, Palp is getting his free porn in before net neutrality ends.
God,
Exactly,
Let
dude.
the man be. Well, he's in Britain, so it doesn't matter.
He didn't even watch the movie. He dreamed it the entire time, and he was just like,
I
He
didn't watch
bought
it
his ticket, closed his eyes, and just like imagined how he wanted it to be while the entire audience is watching the actual film.
That's a pretty good
he's
way to
just
watch the
touching
film. I mean,
himself, and people are just looking at him the entire time.
Yeah, I just fall asleep in the cinema and then I'm just imagining how a thing goes, and I just picture Vader coming back and giving Kylo a blush.
no, but
Through-
seriously,
through
Top,
what, his helmet?
how did you feel about it?
Yeah,
What's your high point? What's your low point?
my high points is definitely when Luke, Kylo, and Rey are on screen. Those are definitely the best parts in the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
I liked Snoke's and Luke's death. I think that was done pretty well. How Kylo uses Rey to overthrow Snoke, and then like kind of tricks Rey into thinking that he's gonna join her, but then he's like, "Fuck you! I'm actually just gonna stay where I am." And yeah, when Luke went out, I thought that was good as well. They didn't cheese it up or anything. It was just kind of peaceful. Uh, Definitely the worst part in the film. Yeah, Finn and Rose when they were on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was just kind of weird. But I didn't hate it like everyone else did. I also liked. I don't know if I liked it. I didn't mind it. Like Leia in space. Because I didn't mind it. I wanted to see her use the Force at least sometime.
Now, hang on. Last night you called it like the dumbest complaint of the about the movie. So, like, defend it. Get into it.
No, not the dumbest complaint. I didn't think that was the dumbest complaint. I understand why people thought it was goofy and cringy, but I just don't think it was that bad.
Hmm.
I never said it was the dumbest complaint.
I will say I'm glad this film only took 3 B plots, especially after a movie that set up like so many possibilities. I was worried, like especially like people's big complaint about the prequels is that like so many things are happening. Like I would say that I enjoyed Rey's arc for what it was, even though it wasn't really much of an arc. She's just kind of in the same position she was at the end of 7.
Where she's just following Luke the entire time.
yeah.
She's like, "Hey, notice me."
Yeah,
I do.
and she's
kinda
like, I don't
her-
understand the Force, but I think I'm good, and like I think I'm doing the right thing. Like there's
Force-
like that's how she felt at the end of 7, and I don't
The
feel
Force
like
is about
much.
lifting rocks.
Right, the Force is
when
about
she
lifting
goes
rocks
into
and
when she goes into the like the fucking pit thing, and like the snapping thing was cool where she was seeing herself, but then she was like, "Let me see my parents," and then like she goes and it just shows herself.
yeah.
Like I thought that was just kind of useless, though it was cool. I liked that part.
Was I
It
the
was
only one
still kinda
happy
like-
that Ray's parents turned out to be a bunch of drunks that sold her for?
No, I
I
love
thought that
money?
I love that.
I love
I
it.
thought it was
loved
good.
that too. I love how Kylo was the one telling her to, and like the way, the intensity. There was a big, like, good, like chemistry, not like sexual, but like you know, there's a hatred, but a like a seeing the good in Kylo at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and the intensity of him, and like. Even though I don't really like his face, he looks a little weird in my opinion. But he was a really made some really good faces, and like the acting was pretty good on him.
Adam Driver's a great actor. Like even outside of Star Wars, he's top notch. I think he's one of the best actors they brought on for the new trilogy.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
done a lot of
one
great
more
work.
thing. How about Poe? I liked him in there.
Yes, I actually really liked what they did with.
He took initiative.
They ruined Poe, man.
Especially with the mutiny. I thought that was a really strong moment in the film as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
because like that was kind of how I was feeling. I felt I like was like on a spiritual level. Sorry, on a level with Poe, where I was like, they're getting nowhere. They're just running away, but they're staying in the same place at the same time. I was like, Poe is going, and he's like, let's go fuck these guys up
I think
because
after
people
seven,
are dying.
I think after 7, a lot of people thought he was just like the new Han. Like, oh, it's a rogue pilot who likes to blow things up. But it's like, nah, like this movie is about him like not being good at respecting authority, and like within such a small resistance, he wants to be the hero and wants to kind of not be a leader, but like he wants to make sure they're doing things for the right reasons in the right way. And when somebody has a disagreement with him on that, like I like that they captured something like that instead of him just being a good X-wing pilot.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of potential for his character in this movie. So
I got
think
a
they did
lot
good
of
job.
like. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's it. Go ahead.
I got a kind of a Rogue One feeling from him because, like, what I liked about Rogue One was because they're like, we're not gonna sit here. We're gonna go and get something done. They got it. They got something done. They helped the resistance, and like that's why I felt with Poe. He was like, I'm just not gonna sit here. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna sacrifice for myself. Even though he didn't die, he still sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
Didn't like how at the end that whole film was just kind of pointless.
Yeah, that was my big complaint with it. It's like I know they had to get on the ship, but like weirdly done.
Okay, I think we need to ask Vader Meme and 6 Foot about their pros and cons of the film.
Yes.
I'm not.
Huh?
Just making
We
sure
got-
you're alive.
We got Ollie.
Oh, did we? I didn't hear.
Yeah,
it.
he was first.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the first one. I was second. Just Venom's talked a lot.
Sorry, I
No, it's
apologize
okay.
for that.
No, it's fine. So who's next?
feel
Vader or
bad.
6?
I guess we'll go 6.
Oh boy. A lot of pros, or few cons. I'm just gonna name one pro. I liked how it was basically somebody described this movie as being like a episode of the Clone Wars or something. I kind of liked that, like a more unique approach to making the movie, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah. It definitely had a far different feel than The Force Awakens did.
Oh yeah,
As a
definitely.
film standpoint, it
Like-
to me it felt like an actual Star Wars film. It felt like I was sitting there watching one of the original trilogy episodes compared to when I watched The Force Awakens, which
Yep.
just felt like they're trying to serve me A New Hope again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And then,
so-
yeah, like you guys were saying earlier, I also, contrary to popular opinion, it seems like I liked Luke's send off.
Same, I
especially-
agree.
Especially like right before he fades away, you see like the sun that he's looking at turns into it looks like the twin suns from
Yeah,
Tatooine.
the binary sons.
I want to do something for Palpameme and just say something kind of gay. I like the suck dick, and I would like if Kylo Ren fucking ear fucked me. Is that good? Is that what you wanted?
I didn't actually.
Whoa!
Palpameme in the chat on the stream just wanted me to do it. Fan service.
Did you not hear? Just kidding. Don't.
I take jokes
JK.
seriously.
Alright.
Okay, so what else? Do you have any cons about the film 6?
Fucking, the whole Canto Bite thing could have been. I'm probably also in the minority on this. I liked the whole sequence, but I wish it was longer. And I guess here's the con: I wish it was done better. The whole Canto Bite, the casino thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
I didn't
There's so
get,
much potential.
I
in
didn't
that
get
film,
the
yeah.
coder character. Like he felt like a plot, like a. I'm blanking on the word.
He was there for a plot. He's just there as a plot device.
Plot
Who?
device. Yeah.
Who?
That's literally all he is. DJ. Like
Oh,
the coder guy.
I think he's
Full name, or is that
yeah.
just the name they gave him before the
That's
movie
the
came
name
out?
they gave him before the movie came out. I don't think they say his name in the movie.
They don't.
What I call him is by his actor's name, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I liked
which
how
is
weird the
really
character was.
disappointing. I like Benicio del Toro a lot.
I
I
think-
wish he had like
Yeah.
been something relevant in this movie.
I think he'll show up in the next one. I'm
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His acting was a little weird with the slurring and like he still had an accent at the same time too.
I think he did a good job as an actor. I just feel like, as Carter said, I feel like he was not there for any purpose but to advance the plot, as in,
Right.
oh, you have problem, Deus ex machina, here's your solution.
Yeah.
Because plot says so.
For anyone who doesn't know who he is, it's this guy. I'm gonna put it up on the stream. This character.
Yeah, he reminded me of his character. Has anyone seen The Usual Suspects?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that talks really weird
Mhm.
in that movie.
Mhm.
That's Benicio del Toro, and he kind of reminded me of that character in this movie.
So I think next is Vader meme.
Last but not least, we've got Vader meme.
All right, so basically, probably my con for this is I think I agree with 6 foot. The Canto blight scene, or however the fuck you say it, could have been a little longer. They could have done it a little better. Mainly, my thing is like they're looking for that guy with like the rose pin or whatever, and they find him. They get like arrested or something, and then DJ's like, "Oh hey, I can do it," and then he opens the door, and they're like, "We should take this guy back." And
Yeah.
use him. It's like, no, get the other guy somehow. Kidnap him. I don't
And then
care what the fuck you do.
they freed the horses.
Yeah, they freed the horses.
I think that was just
And yeah, that could have done better.
The horse thing was too preachy for me, man.
And
Animal
then
cruelty.
I liked the chase through the city streets, so I thought that was.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah,
That
I,
was-
Yeah.
thought, I
Yeah,
thought
that
that
was
was well
nice.
done. I thought the camera angles on it was amazing.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion.
yeah, I think that's probably the only thing I really just didn't care for too much. Probably my 2 favorite things, and this pretty much everyone else has said, is Rey and Kylo fighting all the Praetorian guards, and like how Luke like his force projection thing and how his death was handled. I think those were done pretty nicely.
Yeah.
he looked badass as the projection, though. Even though the way he died was not a big thing I liked, but he looked badass.
Yeah, definitely.
I was kind of confused when he walked out because he had the blue lightsaber.
Yeah, me and my
Mhm.
friends saw that.
Yeah,
we're like,
that's
did we
the
just
one-
find a continuity error in the film while here?
Also, he
no,
was
no.
like flashback Luke too. He had like the
Yes.
the dark beard and shit, and his
Yeah.
hair was like, yeah.
Can I talk about that then? Because I
Sure,
want
Sure,
to
go ahead.
No.
clear things up because like the reason why he showed himself like that was because that's how Kylo last saw him. So it would
Mhm.
make sense, and
Oh.
the reason yeah.
That was my thought.
And the reason why the lightsaber was blue was pretty much just a film trick because the audience knew that the lightsaber was just destroyed, but Luke had no idea. So it was just a tell to the audience that like this was obviously not Luke.
I was just
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
the film. Wait, didn't they destroy that? Oh.
Yeah, that's what happened to us. Like, wait, is this a continuity? And we're like, oh, he's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on like an illusion. I was not expecting that. I just kind of thought like, oh, maybe he made a duplicate or some shit like that.
Nah.
Where he's like, I loved when they were like shooting at him, and he just comes out and just brushes it off his shoulder.
Yeah.
That was freaking hilarious. Everyone
Yeah.
in my theater just started laughing at that.
Yeah, everyone started cackling in the theater too. It's like,
Everyone,
oh no,
Luke?
you know something? I need to bring up. In the beginning when Poe Dameron was doing, to General Hux, when he just kept saying, "Hey, I need to speak to General Hux," he goes, "This is General Hux," and he goes, "Okay, I'll wait."
Yeah. I liked
Just
that.
part.
I haven't heard a lot of people say they liked that.
that
I
was
There was a
actually
lot
really
of
enjoyed that
comedic
whole
parts, and
sequence.
I liked that. I liked that.
I had you know what? Me personally, I feel like comedic parts are great if they're done in moderation. I think there was just a little too much, but I don't think there was enough too much to hurt the film. Personally,
Yes,
Exactly.
and the jokes were good. It wasn't like unfunny like poop jokes.
oh no, they weren't.
Pretty much every joke was funny. It was just like the comedic word. Like I didn't like when she was like, "Put a shirt on," or Ray was like, "Put a shirt on" in the middle of a force connection with Kylo. Like I thought that was
kind of ruined the mood.
That's
really
what I think
weird, out of
dumb-
place.
No, if I were to compare it to something, the Force Awakens, not the Force Awakens, the Last Jedi comedy is good, and then you look at a film that did comedy in a bad way, like the newest Ghostbusters film.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. It's like it was just full of queef jokes, rapid joke after joke, and it's like most of these jokes aren't even funny.
Right.
It's like, don't do this. It's like, and you're filling your film with this. It's complete garbage. It hurts the film. I think, even though, in my personal opinion, The Last Jedi had too many jokes, the way they were done, I didn't see them as a hindrance to the film in any
Okay.
way.
Okay.
I thought the opening sequence, I thought it was too joke heavy. I felt like I was watching a Marvel movie. Like
It was kind of weird when he made like a reference to like his mom. He's like, I can't remember what he said. He's like, I'm waiting on the phone for your mother or something. Like,
Yeah, he
I
made,
was
he
like,
made a your
what?
mama joke.
yeah, I don't know. I personally thought the jokes were like just like I said, too much, but not in any way detracting from the quality of the film.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I would still consider The Force Awakens the funniest Star Wars movie, just because, like, I think the humor in that movie was perfect. Like,
Yeah.
there was just the right amount of jokes. It felt like Star Wars. It felt like the classic kind of banter from the original trilogy that everybody likes. This movie just felt like it had to, I guess, multiply that and feed off of 7. Like, everybody loves, like, the Disney kind of Marvel sarcasm, I guess, which I don't. I get why people do, but it's not my thing. So
See, the thing is, that works with Marvel films because, superhero movies in general have a history of being funny and goofy, so it's like they get leeway, but a Star Wars film, it's like, you have witty banter back and forth. It's funny at times, but yeah, there's a place for those kind of films.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's a Star Wars film.
the problem is rewatching it. Like, I'm going to see it again tonight, and I feel like I'm not going to be able to watch it without like thinking, "Oh, great, this is a great scene that's about to be
Ruined.
watered down by some lame
Bad
joke."
joke. Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'll report back to you guys after 3 viewings.
I don't know.
I haven't heard that much from Vader. Vader, what's up?
I'm just kind of like chiming in whenever.
Oh, okay. Palps?
Hmm?
Anything?
No, nothing that we've already covered. Not really.
Oh no, here's one. How do you guys feel about Luke's complete 180 on the whole stance of the Jedi should die?
I didn't-
That was kind of like.
I
I
didn't mind it.
It's
I
just
don't-
like after kind of ruining your nephew, who you thought was going to be the future of the Jedi, you're just kind of like, all right, I don't want this to continue. I don't want anything like worse to happen. I just want it to end.
On
Yeah.
paper, I feel like 7 should have been 8. This movie should have been 9, and the real episode 7 should have been like what happened with Ben Solo. Because I feel like not showing it. I feel like not showing it kind of
hurts the
not-
hurts the
yeah. I wouldn't even say it hurts it. It just it leaves a lot to be desired, I guess.
you know
and
what?
It would
It-
explain a lot more.
It's kind of like this. You know what? To me, it kind of feels like they're trying to do like a Vader thing, where it's like
Right.
where it's like he's evil, but we can turn him back, and there's hope. It's like you could do that because there was no precursor material.
Right.
It was a whole brand new thing. It's like no one really knew who Vader was. No one knew what he did.
Yeah.
And then we got the prequel trilogies and that Jar Jar. Thank you. But with this, it's like when I saw Kylo and I saw him evil, and they're like, "Make him good." I'm like, I don't really feel anything here. He could stay a bad guy and die that way for all I care. I
Yeah.
just didn't have any of that personal connection. Like, yes, change him back to the side of good. It's like, yeah, he may be Luke's nephew, but he's a nephew. It's not like when we found out that Vader was Luke's father.
Mhm.
It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought it was overall a weaker argument for Rey saying there's good in him, and then you have someone who's a master of the Force at this point and has
Oh, go ahead, finish.
there's a master of the Force and has contemplated and according to what's gone on in between episode 6 to 7, he was searching for ancient Jedi relics and trying to rebuild the Order, and learned a whole bunch of new things. It's like I think he'd be more attuned to the Force, and even Leia says, "Yes, my son is gone. He's not coming back."
Oh, did you guys? Who here has played the Battlefront 2 campaign?
I've seen the Battlefront 2 campaign.
Not the
So-
new, not like the new extension.
No,
I've just seen the base.
The one from the base game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so like the mission where Miko and Luke are they're going to the Emperor's observatory, and then Luke like finds that little artifact that he keeps. That was in the movie for like a second.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed it.
Oh, I didn't know.
Here's my comment on like the whole like Kylo Ren thing is like I feel like after he kills Snoke, which I don't feel like we talked about that yet, have we? Killing Snoke.
No, we haven't. Well, no, someone mentioned it, but
I
Yeah,
did it.
Alf did.
We discussed it ad nauseum. I was just gonna say like after he kills Snoke, there's like a real moment there where he like just completely throws out everything like typical in Star Wars, where he's like, screw the good, screw the bad, screw Jedi, Sith. Like he basically admits, well, I won't say admits, but like he kind of pitches to Rey that he's not really evil. He wants to
Build an empire.
build an empire or control or whatever. But it's not
Here's
from
how I
like
see
a
it. Oh,
perspective.
sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like they had a real opportunity there to twist the saga to do something completely like unheard of in Star Wars and go off on its own, just a completely different plot path than we have seen in like the last 7 films. And then they just reverted back to good versus bad. It's like, oh
Where
no,
Ray
he's,
was like,
he's evil
"Fuck
again.
you."
Yeah,
No,
Like-
when I saw that part, I thought it was something to akin to. Have any of you guys played SOTOR or KOTOR?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, or read the old EU books predating the Republic, where the Jedi Order and the Sith Empire existed. It reminds me of stuff akin to that, where Siths would betray each other and backstab each other to gain power over one another. Apprentice would kill master. That it kind of harkened to that to
Mhm.
me. It's like to me, it's like when I saw that, I'm like, okay, he's gonna turn good. When I saw him hesitate with the lightsaber, but then I saw him turning the lightsaber towards Snoke that was on the chair, and I'm just like, oh no, he's just gonna do a basic Sith betrayal. There's nothing new here.
Yeah.
He's evil through and through. It's like he's doing this just to gain power. He wants to become the supreme leader. I mean, you can tell throughout the film, even in Episode 7, not Ray, fucking Kylo doesn't like Snoke. He hates Snoke.
Hmm.
yeah,
It's a clear hatred. He's just using Snoke to get power because Luke wouldn't teach him that power.
Yep.
So it's like there was no, to me there was no hesitation of, oh, will he do the good thing, except for that one split second where he hesitated with his lightsaber. So it's just like, I just think it's a classic Sith turning on Sith to gain power and be themselves. I mean, like, that's why in the EU, Darth Bane created the Sith rule of 2. Because he's like, these Sith are stupid, they're weak, they have petty squabbles, and they try to kill each other and murder each other for power. If they're going to do it, might as well only have 2, apprentice and master.
yeah.
So it's like, that's how I saw it. It's like, and it's like, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well,
Oh, I got
I'm
to
just
say
about
about
out
that.
of time. So, does anybody else have anything they really have to throw in here?
I'm out. I've pretty much expressed my opinion.
Oh, Ninub. Let's bring up Ninub and his little cameo. I loved that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Can we
And
talk
his
about-
like ambiguous fate.
I'm expecting people to like burst out into tears, but can we just talk about Admiral Akbar's death?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Admiral Akbar.
no.
Rip.
Rip
Yeah.
Admiral Akbar. Yeah, he died. It's like he died, but Leia lived. Why?
I feel like, okay, someone brought it up to me. They're like, it would have been great before he died if he went, it's a trap! And then fucking just died.
Imagine if it was Admiral Akbar who pulled himself towards the ship instead of Leia.
It's like he suddenly grows like he looks like a squid. It's like he suddenly grows tentacles and just like freaking
No, not.
propels
Nine does.
himself back to the
Fucking 9 does. No, okay. You know what? Here's something very minor, not really affecting on the film. But how'd you guys feel about the porgs and their little stunts throughout the film?
Not as annoying as I thought they'd be.
No.
I did.
Yeah,
Same.
they're not in your face.
No, I thought it was done very subtly compared to how I thought it would be in the trailer.
I mean, they're birds. That's
The
really it.
Yeah, the scene where Chewie's eating like a fried porg and they're all looking at him like,
I thought
"Aw." That was great. That was like a classic scene. Like
See,
that
I couldn't
felt
tell
like
whether
Star
they were
Wars.
sad because he was eating a porg or sad because they wanted some of the porg.
I think it's eating a bird. It looked like a turkey or something. I don't know.
It'd be funny
I
if
think they
porg were
wanted
cat.
some.
Like,
I think they wanted some of that fried porg. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, it looked actually pretty tasty.
It looked
Yeah,
pretty good.
Dude, like
I would
okay,
eat a pork. I'd
you
eat a
gotta
pork.
remember that they flew all the way to Octo with like no food. I mean, they were there for an extended amount of time, and Chewie basically sits on the ship for like
The entire time.
the entire
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
How freaking 9 Free. He's putting the gif of fucking Chewie slapping the pork off.
Oh, what about the? This is like not even a nitpick. This is what I thought was funny was when Luke went up to those weird like cow things and just squeezed
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah, I
milk
just
and
started.
drank it.
Then he just drank it. Just drank the milk. He's like, he does that. What do you want, face?
That's
I was
brilliant.
just like, and it's like it's dripping. Ooh,
King
this is
Chewie.
weird.
Yeah.
I liked it though. It was funny.
I did too. That was pretty good. No, how do you guys feel about those caretakers at the freaking island?
That was just kind of weird. I feel like they used that just for a comedic effect.
Hmm
yeah,
They
Me
look
too.
like space nuns.
were they practical? They looked practical.
I think they were.
Yeah, those are definitely animatronic. They didn't look CGI.
Nice. That's nice.
They didn't look CGI.
All right, I think that should complete Shitcast 1.
Yeah, we
Shitcast
got
one, we're
what we
gonna have
wanted.
Shitcast
Congratulations.
2.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know
let's
what it's going to be
continue
about.
this.
I don't know what's going to be about because now that we've reviewed the film, we gotta find content for the second episode. But I believe.
Oh, we're good at that. We'll just wing it. That's what we've kind of
We'll
done.
find something. Trust me.
Yes, this is probably
Maybe
the only.
Greedo will join us next time.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest- to be
Maybe then
honest, we
people will
could,
actually watch it.
Maybe
Yeah.
then people would actually watch.
This is completely unrelated. Is the new Ghostbusters film really full of queef jokes?
Yes, there
Yes.
is a queef joke. There are a few queef jokes in it. Yes.
Fuck's
Yes.
sake. Alright.
I watched half of it and said no, fuck this. This film is terrible, and then got off. It's not even because the lead were women. It's because the film was just shit.
Aw.
Has anyone ever walked out of a theater while watching a movie?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have.
I
Yeah.
almost
I have-
did.
I did that with the Ghostbusters movie.
I almost did with Justice League.
I did that
Oh,
with
really?
Jack and
wanted
Jill.
to.
Adam
Oh,
Sandler.
Oh, you did that with Jack
You-
and Jill.
you watching
Actually,
that
I
in
didn't
theaters,
watch
oh.
that.
Well, it came out when I was like 14 or 15, and like I thought it'd be
Oh.
funny. I didn't really understand Adam Sandler yet. I was just like, oh, funny movie. Nope. Left the theater midway through.
I
Well,
almost did that with Batman v Superman, but I sat and just made fun of it with my friend the entire time. Like
Carter,
in the
can you
beginning,
really-
where he
I'm sorry.
when he falls
yeah.
down the well and the bats pick him up, I was like, oh my fucking
Yeah.
god! I laughed for like 5 minutes.
I can't remember the last. Well, I was gonna say I can't remember the last time a movie was like so bad that I laughed in the theater. Because like most of the DC movies like that, like Suicide Squad and Batman vs Superman, just bore me. But I agree, like
No,
that
Yeah.
you
that
know what?
that bat
Fucking-
scene, like I remember laughing at that. That was
I fucking hated Batman v Superman. I didn't even buy
Same.
tickets to see Suicide Squad. I fucking pirated that shit.
Yeah,
and
that's-
watched it and
Yep.
hated
That's-
it still.
that's why I didn't go see Justice League, is because like the reviews weren't overwhelmingly good.
You know what? The last good DC film that I've watched was Wonder Woman. I thought it was an
Yes.
okay film.
Yeah, I feel like
I didn't
everybody's
even
kind of
see Wonder
universal.
Woman.
Wonder Woman's actually not that bad.
It's definitely the best of like the new era DC films
I like
Definitely.
Wonder Woman.
by far.
Mm.
So I've got an idea. Maybe when we do this next one, like we'll all pick some movie we'll watch. It doesn't have to be a new in theater.
Midnight Sex Run.
Ooh,
Midnight
I
Sex
know.
Run.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
can
I
also
can do
like
it.
something like good.
Batman Forever.
Yeah. We could
Like
just
something
yes,
we go
yes.
on something
Just
on
pick
Netflix.
shitty movies.
Because
Thank-
remember, the Shit Palace has the shit list that we do, which just put in a number generator or something and just flip it and see what happens.
Fuck
Wait.
yeah.
We're all
Space-
watching. We're all watching
great
Midnight
idea.
Sex Run.
Oh,
No,
for the-
please.
I'm
No,
not
please.
reviewing that. No.
Oh yeah, I'll fucking watch Midnight Sex Run.
I'll
I'm
watch it,
gonna-
but I wouldn't talk about it.
Ollie's just like completely filling up the stream with a bunch of like fucking 9 shit.
Fucking 9.
Oh my god.
But
To be seen in chat, it's fucking gay.
oh yeah, that's one of my friends who I showed the thing to. Thought. Oh.
All right, do we have,
Oh,
a,
yeah,
do we have a sign
Carter.
off or anything? Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
do we want to do
Um,
how about we do closing ratings? We give it out of 10. How we feel about the film out of 10.
6.8.
Okay. So Ollie, how do you feel out of 10?
I think a 9 out of 10 for me.
Palp,
Yeah, probably about a 9 out of 10.
Vader,
I'd say between a 6 and a 7.
Carter,
I'll go 8.
6.
I'm thinking 8.4 out of 10.
I'd
Mm.
give it a solid 8.5. It's on par with the not last Jedi, Return of the Jedi for me, but it's no Empire or A New Hope.
I think the people who are taking this too seriously are reading way too much into everything, and it's kind of the same crowd that thinks it's like got some like feminist agenda, which it doesn't at all. So just like watch the movie, enjoy Star Wars. Like
Is that a
I
slight
think
jab
the
at
people
me?
that have the most complaints about this are people that are fucking attached to the EU and the original trilogy.
Right.
So it's just like fucking. I love the EU. There's plenty of shit I love in the EU that I'm like, I'm so sad this didn't happen.
what are you doing, Ollie?
I know. It's just, you know what? We should do Spaceballs next.
Oh my god.
Yes, let's do that.
Space.
Okay, so
Yes.
episode 2 is gonna be Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Nice.
All right.
Fuck.
All right, Delia.
Sign off. Goodbye, you little shits. Bye.
Love you too.
See you
Alright.
guys in the next one.
See you, everybody.
Yes.
Go
Oh,
piss
don't
up the
forget to
rope.
put our channel links in the description for when you put this on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Yes.
maybe
will.
even hook up the Hello Greedo server link in the description too.
Yes.
For sure.
Do so.
I'll I gotta go. I'm registering for classes right now, so I'll go
Oh.
get that knocked out. I'll upload this. Hopefully, have it up by tonight, latest tomorrow morning.
Sounds great.
and
Sounds great.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we'll do this the same way we did. Do the second one the same way we did the first one. Just complete unorganization. Like whenever everybody's free, we'll probably spend about an hour and a half next time working on audio issues, and then
I think this was great. You guys had great opinions. We all differed. It was like none of us were shitting on each other.
yeah, and there were 7 people in here, and it never felt like a couple times it felt like there was too many people talking, but like really most of it felt pretty organic and
I kind of felt like I interjected too much. I apologize for that.
I
No.
felt like I tried to talk and then people were talking. I'm like, oh shit, I better shut up.
no.
We're like, shut the fuck up, helmet.
Fucking. I'm being internally oppressed, according to 9nut.
All right, Oliver, keep the stream up. Like,
Yes.
just keep it on your channel. And I'll rip the audio from it tonight, so you can take it down tomorrow.
I'll
Yes.
steal your video tonight. Yeah, just keep it up.
This is a great idea,
Everybody-
Carter.
Thank you. I'm glad I came up with it. I'm glad.
Oh no,
everybody-
yeah, this is
I'd
amazing.
love to do this again. Yeah.
Yes.
So
no.
Spaceballs. I gotta watch that
Fuck.
movie. I've never seen it actually.
Oh
Wait.
god,
Dude, Spaceballs.
you even made
man.
a reference when I showed the gold.
Yeah, dude. Dark Helmet is like, he's the villain from Spaceballs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like I've seen clips and stuff. I've just never sat down and watched the entire movie.
I
we
will
gotta-
get my Schwartz twisted all over that.
Mm.
All right, I gotta bounce, you guys. I will get everything figured out tonight and have it up.
Canned air for anybody? Canned in Druidia.
Nice.
Right, see ya, Carter.
See you
Good luck